Hello everyone, welcome to our MySpeedHub YouTube channel. If you have already subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. Because of your support, it gives us the motivation to keep going with our channel, and also we will be able to come out with more topics that will be useful for your career or your business. Today I would like to start with the phase 2 of project management, which is called as project planning. I'm sure you have seen my first video on phase 1 project initiation. If you have not done so, please do look for the video so that you'll be able to understand every phases of the project management. So as I mentioned in my previous video, I have obtained the project management professional certificate from the PMI. It is called as the Project Management Institute. So this certification is very important if you would like to proceed with the project management career, or also if you want to improve your current careers, no matter what career you're having now, or if you want to improve your business, this project management methodology will be very useful. So stay tuned, let's get started. What is project planning phase? So it is actually the next step after your project initiation. So it is a planning process where you will start taking the project even more serious, coming out with the detailed information about the overall timeline, about the activities that involve the scope, what is in scope or what is out of scope, and the cost that will be explained in detail, right? And also you will be looking into the risk plans or the mitigations, where you will develop after the identification of the potential risk. So risk management, you'll be able to discover the risk as well as the assumptions or constraints. Okay, so basically in the project planning, you will start establishing the business requirements. So business requirement is very important. You need to understand what is the user pain points, what actually problem are they facing currently, and what solution or how you're going to develop the solution so that it can actually resolve the issue that the user is facing. So when you clearly indicate the business requirement, when you as a project manager understand the business requirement, you'll be able to cascade this information to all your other project team members so that they will be in the right track or right direction. All right, and the next thing is you will be establishing the detailed course or the schedule, list of deliverables, and also that deliverables will have the delivery dates. All right, so this will be a very detailed plan, and you will start establishing the resources plans. So you will start identifying who is your project team members, and for which deliverables that you want to assign your project team members accordingly. And also you will start looking into more detailed information on the resource management, like for example the vacation plans, why you actually identifying all these vacations or leave plans, so that you can actually avoid in future any disruption to the project deliverables. And lastly, you will obtain the management approval and proceed for the next step, right? So during the project planning, once you have all these important information in place, you will have to have the management approval so that you can start working on the next step. So in the project planning process, you will try to get more information about the business requirement, about how you want to manage the project. So all this information will be captured in a document. It's called a project management plan. It is a document that will describe in detail how you're gonna manage the project, right? So how you're gonna actually execute your project, and then along the way, how you're gonna monitor whether your project is on track, and you control your project deliverables based on the baseline that you have set. And also finally, how your project closure will looks like. So all these plans, right, will be captured into the project management plan. So basically, project management plan contain about the scope management, right? So when you setting up the scope management, you not only identify what is in scope, but also you have to state clearly what is out of scope. Let's say your business or any stakeholder comes back to you in between asking about a certain requirement, whether it has been completed or not during the project execution. So you can go back to your scope statement and see whether it is in scope or out of scope. So if it is anything that is out of scope, you can explain back to your stakeholder that this particular requirement will not be managed in this project. So scope statement works as a security for the whole project management phases, right? So the next thing is about the risk management plan. So risk management plan will identify, how you're gonna manage the potential risk. So if it is happened, so what is the mitigation plans? What is your mitigation strategy? Like for example, if you identify certain risk, right? So are you going to avoid that risk? Are you going to transfer the particular risk to another third party agents or third party organization? Are you going to accept that risk, right? So, and are you going to mitigate that risk? So this is all about the risk management plan. So we have to stand by if a particular risk happens. So what is our strategy going to be like, right? So if we let the risk happen, then the entire project will be disrupted. Maybe that will impact the overall timeline, and it will impact the cost. So then again, you will be having the difficulty to explain to your stakeholder. So it is always better to manage the risk upfront, right? So apart from that, the resource management, as I mentioned earlier, so you will be identifying all the resources that will be involved for the execution of the deliverables. So at the same time, you need to manage well. If let's say there's a vacation plan, what will be your backup plan for that particular resource, and how you're going to manage the resource for the entire project phase, and as well as how you're going to be giving the rewards to the resources, right? So when they do well in the project and things like that, it has to be captured into the resource management plan. Stakeholder management, also not all the stakeholders will be interested to involve in deep into the project. Sometimes that particular stakeholder just want to be informed about the project status and not more. So this kind of stakeholder analysis you have to do, which stakeholder interested in the project, and which stakeholder will be involved in the financial matter, and which stakeholder will be involved in giving the approval. So you have to identify uh, about the stakeholders. So there's a process called stakeholder analysis, and you will capture all this detail. And the entire process is called stakeholder management, and you will capture this information into the stakeholder management plan. And there's another one is about the communication management plan. So communication plan is um, about the how you're going to communicate the project success, how you're going to communicate about the approval, or how you're going to communicate about the the project status and etc. So you will clearly indicate into the communication plan. Quality management plan is also about the quality, right? So it's not about always about the quantity, getting the project completed on time, but also you need to ensure the quality is there, because if there's no quality, so it doesn't bring the value to the business, and at the end it will be useless, right? So you need to ensure how you want to control the quality of each deliverables, right? So maybe, for example, if you are doing a testing for a particular software, yeah, if your project is all about delivering a software, and how you're going to maintain that the quality of the software during the development. So maybe you could collect the evidence, you can cross-check with some monitoring tools to ensure the software is up to the standard, yeah, even during the development stage itself. So this kind of the plan you need to have. It's not only the plan should not only cover about the development of the software, but the entire areas or entire subjects that involve for that particular project deliverables. Okay, and also the schedule management is talking about how you're gonna plan your schedule. Yeah, how you're gonna divide the schedule for the development, and also for the change management, or for the communication. So this kind of the schedule management have to be clearly indicated, as well as the change management plan, in case business or any of the stakeholders highlight certain things is not in the right direction and require some changes. So how are you going to record all these changes, who going to approve all these changes, and who going to be the change management board members. So you have to identify all the change approval upfront, and also how the process flow of the change management going to be like, how the trigger of changes will happen, where the request will come saying, is it via a tool, or is it via via email, and who gonna review that, who gonna approve that. So all these process flow have to be indicated into the change management plan. So apart from that, project management plan also cover about the reporting guidelines, whether you're going to report it monthly basis, weekly basis, or daily basis, depending on the project nature. Like for example, if you're developing a software, you may not have a daily feedback to your stakeholder, because developing a software, it requires some time, right? So at least a week, for example. So after a week, maybe you want to do weekly reporting to your stakeholders, so you can see the valid value on weekly basis to your stakeholders. So you decide based on the project nature. So now you already know about the project planning process and what contains in the project management plan, right? So the next thing for you to understand is what kind of tools that you can use for the planning. So now let's look into the benefits of the project management software. When you use the project management software to track all your project deliverables, actually you will be able to record the deliverables at a centralized area, rather than using many Excel sheet, and all your team members provide the inputs via email. It's difficult to actually manage in that way, right? In a very traditional way. So when you convert all these deliverables, the timelines, the assignee, for example, who gonna execute the project in a centralized area, every member of your project will be able to view those deliverables. They'll be able to record in a centralized area, and you'll be able to monitor and track on the progress accordingly, right? So you will be able to use this in your project meeting as well. Now, example of the tools that you can actually use is the Microsoft Project Plan, Trello, Jira, Smartsheet. So these are the tools that I've been using for my projects, and I have created a video on Trello as well. So you may look for that particular video to know more about Trello, how you can create the project deliverables into the Trello, right? So maybe in the next video, I could guide you on all other software here. All right, so hope this explains, and you understand so what are the benefits of the tools, and what type of tools that you can use for your planning purpose. So the next step is to conduct the project kickoff meeting. So what is project kickoff meeting? It is actually the first meeting with all your project team members as well as the clients. So by having this kickoff meeting, you are saying to everyone or your project stakeholder formally that the project has begun. And also during this meeting, uh, all your project team members will be there, and you can start introducing all your team members and their roles in these project deliverables. Explain the project requirements clearly, the background, and what are the individual responsibilities are, so that they are clear about the project goals, project requirements, what is the acceptance criteria, and also how the timeline looks like and what is their role, so that they can actually contribute accordingly without any issue. And in general, who should be attended during, for this kickoff meeting are the project team members, clients, and all the other stakeholders who directly or indirectly involved to your project. Thank you very much for watching our video. Thank you for subscribing and liking our videos. Please cascade this video to your networks so that we will get more support, as well as we will be satisfied that our videos are useful for many of the people. And if you have interest in purchasing more of our courses, kindly visit to our online learning platform at myspeedhub.com. Thank you very much. See you in our next video.